rugby league player in the fullback role. We've seen many great fullbacks over the years. Billy Slater is fast approaching the great heights of all those fullbacks. A couple of weeks ago, we saw Gus Gould do a masterclass with Benji Marshall. It was riveting viewing. It was outstanding. I think tonight's might be even better. Here's Phil Gould with Billy Slater.
Thank you, Fatty. Yes, tonight we're going to have a look at the Melbourne Storm and their successful record over the last 4 years through the eyes of their fullback, Billy Slater. Now, for any aspiring young NRL fullbacks out there, you might be playing junior rep football, you might be in the Toyota Cup, maybe even some NRL players out there, you're going to get a lesson in what fullback play is all about from one of the best, I think, in history. Billy, thanks for joining us.
No worries, mate.
Melbourne Storm, 4 years in a row, 4 grand finals, 2 premierships, round 5, you're up there near the top of the competition. What's the secret to that consistent success in your eyes?
Yeah, there's probably a few points where the main reasons why we've been in the last 4 grand finals and we've been up the top and been able to stay up the top. I think the first thing is we've got a great support staff, we've got a great coaching staff, and the coaching staff that we've got, they let everyone know their individual role, and when everyone knows their role, it doesn't matter whether you're Greg Inglis, Ryan Hoffman, Brett Finch, anyone on the field knows their role. It just makes everyone's job a lot easier. It's
an extraordinary run. I mean, when you consider it in the modern age, considering salary cap and the different lives, because you have lost some top players during this time as well. We're going to have a graphic here of players that the Melbourne Storm have let go. Just look at some of the names here of players that are no longer with them. Michael Crocker, Ben Cross, Matt Geyer, Steve Turner, Matt King, Israel Folau, Dallas Johnson, all representative class players that have left your club during that time. Yet the Melbourne Storm seem to be able to pick up a young fellow or a journeyman from another club, and he walks straight into the Storm and walks straight into their structures and their systems, and immediately looks like he's been there for a long time and immediately looks like a better player.
I think the first thing you learn when you come down to the Melbourne Storm is you've got to work hard. Our pre-seasons are pretty tough, and if you aren't working hard, and you get found out pretty easy down there. The second thing is what I touched on before. You'll get given a role when you get down at the Melbourne Storm, whether you're a back rower, a fullback or a halfback, and you'll know that role, and that's all you have to worry about. You don't have to worry about Cameron Smith's role. You don't have to worry about my job, because I'll take care of that. You just have to worry about your own role, and therefore you can just concentrate on that.
Some have described your football as methodical, mechanical. Some have even said it's a little bit boring at times. I think it's highly professional in the way you go about your work. Does that sort of opinion from people outside the club have any influence on what you're doing within the club and the way you go about your business?
No, opinions from people that don't matter doesn't come into our head. We've got our little group down there that we know what we have to work on. We know what we want to work on, and we do that. Whether it's boring, whether it's methodical, whatever you say, it's effective. And that's what we do. I personally don't think it's boring. We score a lot of tries. This year's probably been our season where we haven't scored that many tries. I don't think we've scored over 20 points.
You must have great confidence in it.
We've got a lot of confidence, and our coaching staff instills that in us. We know our role, and we've got confidence in the players around us.
All right, talking about coaching staff, Craig Bellamy, I actually asked for some vision of Craig Bellamy. Why is it every time I ask for vision of the Melbourne coach, they give us this? You only ever see him he's got the team that's been to 4 grand finals, they win just about every week, and all he ever does is blow up. I mean, does this bloke ever crack it for a smile? Is he like this all the time?
I think... I think we're actually winning there too, so...
I've seen him do this when you've scored a try.
Yeah. No, he is. He's like that a lot. He demands perfection. He's a professional, and he loves his rugby league. He's a passionate coach, and the guys love playing under him. He gets the best out of everyone, whether you're a fringe first grader or you're an international. He'll get the best out of you, and that's why we love playing for him.
What I think he's really done effectively down there, and why I think he's a great coach, is, as I said, he's been able to bring youngsters and journeymen into this side and put them in a structure. And I think his idea is that if I can get the team, everyone knowing what they're doing, then my playmakers can really be effective in executing a game plan. And I want to talk to you about the playmakers in this side. Cameron Smith, what does he mean to you and the Melbourne Storm as a player?
Yeah, Cameron brings a lot of leadership to our side. He's a very smart footballer, Cameron. He's not overly quick. He's not overly big, but he's quite a strong guy for his size. and he can pick his opportunities really well. He gets out of dummy half and he plays like a halfback once he gets out of there. So he's very good with the football once he gets out of there, and he can create some opportunities around that ruck.
All right, well, I've looked at the last 4 years of vision of Cameron Smith, and it's a relentless barrage of dummy half sneaks. He's out. Have a look at this vision here of Cameron Smith, and you go through his season, and it's all this. It's getting out and putting pressure on markers, putting pressure on defenders, taking people to the line with him. And in all this vision I saw, Billy Slater was never more than a couple of strides away. When you're in that centre part of the field and Cameron Smith runs the ball, Billy Slater is virtually hanging on his every step. Look at it in there, in behind there. You obviously see this part of the field as Cameron Smith's little ball area.
Yeah, well, like you say, Gus, Smithy creates so many opportunities for other players that, you know, he'd be silly as a fullback not to follow him around. And you know, when there's a quick play the ball, all hookers, Cameron Smith's no different. He's going to get out of dummy half, and you know, if I'm not there, I'm not doing my job.
I'll show you a graphic. You and Cameron Smith have played together 154 times for 106 wins. That's a tremendous record, and it's led to a wonderful understanding of each other. There are tries that you score off Cameron Smith where I don't know where you've come from or why you're in the position that you are. You can see a couple here where Billy Slater will be loitering around and Cameron Smith will just run off and do his little thing to the right, pop it back to you, and you know where the try line will be. He'll jump out to the left and head back to the right. He's got the crossfield kicking game. You know, the communication between you and your hooker must be exceptional, if not a little bit telepathic, that you know where he's going to go and what he's going to do.
Yeah, I think that's just been over time. I've played with Cameron Smith, and you throw Cooper Cronk in there for 10 years now. We played in the under-19s in Brisbane Norths together. So, you know, I suppose, you know, you do get the knack of where they are and what other players want. So, yeah, we've played a lot of football together, and that just comes over time.
Well, you talk about Cooper Cronk. You and Cooper Cronk have played together 114 times for the Melbourne Storm, and your combination has produced 81 wins in that time. It's a colossal record. Cooper Cronk as a player, what does he mean to you and what does he bring to the team?
Oh, I think Coop's probably the most influential player in our side. He creates direction. He tells the boys where they got to get to. He's got a great kicking game. He's a dangerous runner of the football, and he's got a great passing game. The thing about Cooper is, not many people would probably know that, he's a perfectionist. At training, he probably trains the hardest out of anyone at the Melbourne Storm. He's out there doing his kicking drills, he's out there doing his passing drills, and he wants to be the best player that he can be. And yeah, I think what he brings to for myself is, you know, he creates my plays for me. I try and create plays for other players, but Cooper creates my plays for me.
Well, it's interesting because if you're not following Cameron Smith, you are behind Cooper Cronk, and particularly this little chip kick you've got going, you know, back in field. He knows exactly where you are at any time. He can weight the kick to perfection, and you've really been able to time your run on these. Sometimes you're on the other side of the field in this one here. Other sides you can be on his inside or on his outside. Who sets this up? Does he set up the kick or do you call for it?
Cooper's quite a conservative guy, so he doesn't usually call those chip kicks. I do, but yeah, no, we both do. We both set them up. We've been doing them for a long time now, and you know, Cooper's always got options about his play. You know, I might tell Coop that I want something, and he might play something totally different, and you know, I might do it 5 times a game and get it once. So Cooper's got the
Easy overriding say.
Easy overriding say, and he's always got options on him, so he doesn't have to do what I say, he doesn't have to do what Cameron says, but usually what Cooper wants, he'll get.
Cooper gets, all right. Combination with Cameron Smith, combination with Cooper Cronk. You mentioned too, you've got try assists in you as well. Your ball playing out on the edge of the field. Have a look at some of the tries that you've set up over the last 18 months, where you hang out the back of Cooper Cronk and then produce, you know, open space for people on the outside. Defence starts to worry about Billy Slater and these players around the middle, and all of a sudden you can dance into gaps. This part of your game, for me, when you first started, was not your strong point, but it looks like you've really worked on it hard, this ability to find the right pass at the right time and have try assists in you. You've even got a little kick into your game now where you can pop one in behind the line if you think the defence is going to come up a bit too quickly for you. So this try assist part of your game for me has been your big development.
Yeah, certainly, Gus. It's something that I've tried to work on. You know, I probably started working on it about 5 years ago. I was always a natural runner of the football, and when I first come into first grade, you know, I just wanted to be around the football. I wanted to support the football, and I wanted to run the football. You know, the passing and the kicking game I've had to work on, and I've tried to work on those things over the last 5 years. And you know, I think I'm getting better, and you know, I still think I've got a lot of improvement in me. But you know, I'm always watching videos and trying to think up plays that'll suit my speed, my agility, and suit my passing game now. So, you know, I'm trying to create players for other players, but at the same time, trying to get that balance of supporting, still have my run and roll, but create opportunities for others.